He was just looking for something else non-related, and he put his hand in the pockets and he found it. He's like, you know how many times I checked this bag? I checked it 1,000,000 times and I did not see that. He believes that something brought it back in that bag. Hello LinPRinPers, welcome back to another episode of Laraddijis LinPRinP. It's the God is in Control section of this channel, and in this section I go over this book written by Charles Stanley, God is in Control. We go over this book to try to figure out how to live a peaceful life. So basically, just a recap, I saw this book on my shelf. I couldn't remember how it got there, and I was just shocked at the coincidence of having a book, God is in Control, that has this, especially this, an unshakable peace in the midst of life's storms. And as you all know, we all go through storms at different stages of our lives. And, I've always talked about peaceful living in peace for a long time. And I felt like I haven't really touched on what that really meant. So this book has been an eye-opener in helping us break down how to live a peaceful life in this storm of life, especially in the season of COVID, and how it has destabilized a lot of institutions. So God is in Control. This book has been a guide, a kind of divine guide in how we can navigate this world. And also it's a reminder to always remember that God is in control no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation we find ourselves in. So follow along with me in this playlist. Definitely check out the playlist. This is episode 8, I believe, if I'm correct, and we are going to be diving into page 18 and 19. And what I've been doing is leave a text of this on screen so you can follow along with me. All right, so let's get into it. Page 18 and 19. And if you are new to Laraddijis LinPRinP, definitely consider subscribing. I have different playlists under the umbrella of peaceful living. We talk about how to live in peace academically, physically, spiritually, financially. I touch on these topics under the umbrella of living a peaceful life, under the umbrella that God is in control above all. That's the main premise of the whole, of this whole channel. I believe that we are all here for a purpose, and I've been using this platform to kind of bring a little piece of peace into this world. That's my corner. All right, so page 18, we are going to continue in the chapter God is in Everything. There are other chapters that we're going to go into later. God is the Lord is my shepherd is another chapter we're going to be going into soon. And then God offers unshakable peace, and another chapter is God comforts us. And then another chapter is, the last chapter actually is, God is in control. So we still have a ways to go, but let's dive into it. Page 18. There are some questions for which I will never have a satisfactory answer, right? Not that satisfies in this life. There are some things I don't understand, and there are some things I may be able to logically reason out. But ultimately, there are some things that God is going to keep a secret until we get to heaven. Open the word and see what God says. When we come to those challenges, difficult times that strike us where we hurt and we don't quite understand, let's first of all establish in our heart the eternal truth. God is in control. In just a few verses of Psalm 103, David expresses a truth that he held close to his heart. More than likely, he learned this truth the way most of us have learned it, by personal experience. Today, we are blessed. The Lord has established his throne in the heavens, and his sovereignty rules over all. Bless the Lord, you his angels, mighty in strength, who perform his word, obeying the voice of his word. Bless the Lord, all you his hosts, you who serve him, doing his will. Bless the Lord, all you works of his, in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. And then this song came to me, of course, and I love to sing. I was in the choir, and music is another dose that God has placed in my heart. So I will sing this song. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. I will bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. What Mr. Charles Stanley is saying here is, at the end of the day, all that God needs from us is to bless his holy name. Just bless him. You wake up in the morning, bless him. You are able to move your legs, bless him. You are able to open your eyes and see that beautiful sun come up in the morning, bless him. You are able to talk, bless him. You are able to walk out of your bed, go to your bathroom and brush your teeth, bless him. You go into your closet, you put on new clothes, bless him. It's not the time to complain of what you don't have. It's not the time to complain of what didn't happen. It's not the time to complain or dive deep. Why didn't God do this? Why didn't God do that for me? It's not the time. This is the time to bless God. Bless him for everything that he has done in your life. This is the time to appreciate him for the simple breath of life that we still have in us. This episode is going to be very short because the main thing that is being said here is there are some things that we will never understand on earth. There are a lot of people that is like, the Bible has lots of controversial and contradictory statements, and it has this and it doesn't have this, and this is not backed up and this is not, and they are diving deep and deep and deep into God's word. And remember Tower of Babel where the people had one voice and they climbed in that tower They want to see where God is. They want to know where God is, and they are diving deeper and looking. And what this is saying is there are some questions that we will not be able to find answers to. There are questions we will not be able to answer logically, because in the past episode, remember we talked about how God's thoughts are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. So there are some questions there's a lot of questions we need answers to, yes, in this life. But there's a lot of things that, God willing, we get to heaven, then we will see, oh, now I get it. So this life is kind of like a suspense for the Christians. This life is kind of like a suspense, not a suspense, but I watched too many movies. This life is kind of like a suspense for followers of Christ, that at the end of the day, everything comes together and then it makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So there are questions that we have that we might not have satisfactory answers for now. But when we get to heaven, God willing, right, it'll all make sense and all the pieces will come together, and then you realize why we couldn't have those answers. Another thing here is open the word and see what God says. If you have any questions, don't go diving deep into other means if it's not the word, right? If it's not the Bible. Go back to the Bible. When we come to those challenges or difficult times that strike us where we hurt and we don't quite understand, just go back to the Bible and always remember that God is in control. this page is saying open the word and see what God says, especially when you encounter situations, challenges, when you encounter difficult times that strike us where we hurt and we don't understand. The main thing is just go back to the Bible, go back to God's word, and that will give us comfort until at the end of the day we'll be able to figure out that, oh, this is why this happened. This is why this happened. I remember I read a book many years ago. I can't remember the name of the book now. And you can see that at the end, God's name will be glorified at the end of any bad situation. But everything works together. Everything works together for God's good, right? Everything works together for good. So sometimes it feels like bad things are happening to us. It feels like negative things are happening to us, but there's a big picture that we need to see. That's why I feel like people look at me weird sometimes, like, why am I acting the way I'm acting? My husband was looking for his wedding ring after we moved, and he was looking for that ring, like, oh my goodness, he's looking for it. He was so nervous that he lost it. I was like, don't worry, when you least expect it, when you're not finding it, stressfully looking for it, that's when you're going to find it. He didn't believe, well, I'm sure he didn't believe me, but I was like, you know what, just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. And then this morning he's like, Lara, guess what I found? Guess what I found? After 6 months, my husband found this ring. He was just looking for something else non-related, and he put his hand in the pockets and he found it. It's like, you know how many times I checked this bag? I checked it 1,000,000 times and I did not see that. He believes that something brought it back in that bag. I was like, and there's a lesson to be learned here. When you are stressfully and forcefully looking for something and you are relying on your own knowledge and relying on your own physical power, that thing might be in front of you and you will not find it. I'm telling you. But when you relax, you take a step back. Sometimes you have to take 5 steps back and leave it in God's hands. Let go and let God. The things that will start happening, right? You'll be like, there's no way. You'll be like, this has to be a miracle. So this is a lesson to us all, right? You are looking for this answer. I want to know why this is this. I want to know why this happened. I want to know. Yeah, in science, maybe for the betterment of, for whatever the future, it's okay to research and learn about things. But there are lines that we might be crossing. So we have to be very careful what we are doing, what we are researching about, how we are going about doing them, because you don't want to cross a line where you are now so far away from the truth. So that's very important. When we are forcefully looking for something, material things in this life, looking for it, taking shortcuts, looking for something that is not lost, looking for it. Sometimes you will get in trouble. Sometimes the thing you are not looking for will find you. But just take a step back. Sometimes you have to take 5 steps back and let God do his thing. You are looking for children, take 5 steps back. Leave it. Let go. Let go. If it's going to be yours, it's going to be yours. Let go and let God. Because sometimes when you're looking and delving and diving deep into looking for something and looking, we miss it even when it's right there in front of our eyes. You're looking for a husband. You are looking, maybe it's this guy, maybe it's this guy, maybe it's this guy. Let go and let God. Right? I said it in the last episode of the life section that things we need find us when we are not looking. I believe that's how I said it. The things we need, right? The man you need, he will find you when you least expect it. So stop looking and stop finding. Open your eyes, right? Leave your eyes open, but don't go crazy, looking and dating this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy. And you walked past a guy at the store that helped you pick up that can of tomato and you ignored him. Or maybe he had a pimple on his face and you didn't, and in your mind you're like, and you don't realize he's right there in front of you. But you're looking at the 6 foot guy. You're looking at the chiseled guy. You're looking at the Camaro. You're looking at the Porsche. At the end of the day, just thank God that you are still alive for another day to get closer to God's perfection for you. All right? There's a reason and a purpose why you are here, and just pray that until you find that purpose and activate that purpose, that your life, our lives, will not be cut short. So that's our prayer for today. I think that's a prayer point right there. Lord, do not let my life be cut short before my purpose has been realized. Thank you so much for watching this episode. You guys are awesome. If you are watching for the first time, definitely check out God is in Control playlist of Laraddijis LinPRinP. I'm sure there's a word or two there for you. And definitely check out my other sections. You have the Living in Peace, you have the Living in Fast Express, you have the freestyle section of my episode, you have the School of Fraternal Twins, Do It Yourself, Laughter is the Best Medicine. You have my fashion playlists. Check them out. There might be something for you that you like, and definitely subscribe if you haven't done so, and click that notification bell to get notified of the next upload automatically. That is the key to LinPRinP's online mansion, I always say. And the key is free. Subscription is free. You don't have to pay anything. I'll see you in my next video. We'll be having tea, hopefully, I think. Or maybe champagne. What do you think? All right. This is the end of this episode. You see me in my next one. You see me in my next one. See me in my next one. You see me in my next one. Bye-bye. Come on, I'm almost done. But when you take a step back, take 5 steps back. Okay, I'm almost done. Please. But when you're forcefully looking for that thing, come on.